I was tucking in our older son years ago. He was about 6, I think, at the time. And typical routine, just tucking him in, saying night prayers, telling him I loved him. And he started to cry, and it seemed out of the blue. It was a Sunday evening, and found out that that morning, the church that I was at, Evangelical Church, had asked the kids in kindergarten about their testimonies, their Christian testimonies, and when they became a Christian. And a lot of confusion about this because we tend to think as Protestant evangelicals that someone ought to be able to tell us when they became a Christian. Now, I think I can do that in some detail for a variety of reasons. And we think about Paul. Paul could have told us, on the road to Damascus and given us details. Timothy, his best friend, would have just said, well, I always grew up, kind of loving God, reading the Bible with my mother and grandmother, Lois and Eunice, and I don't know when it was. Samuel would say the same thing, I think, in the Old Testament. So we've really confused the issue. Is there a when we pass out of light or darkness into light, out of Satan's kingdom into God's kingdom? Obviously there is. Colossians, etc., are talking about that. But that doesn't mean that we remember the when. And I think the reason why we as Protestants and evangelicals many times get confused on this is because we're not really aware that the revivalism, especially the Second Great Awakening, has affected our understanding of salvation. When people would come forward, hit the sawdust trail, some people kept hitting the sawdust trail, one woman over and over and over again, just to make sure that she was saved. And I think there's a lot of people that can give a lot of specifics, and I wonder whether they truly know the Lord, and others maybe don't have that specific in mind and just think, I don't know, just events kind of came incrementally, and now I believe and trust fully in Christ for salvation. So again, the Bible makes it clear that there is a when, but the Bible doesn't say that that means we'll be aware of the when. Again, Paul versus Timothy or Samuel. So again, I think a little confusion. We need some clarity on those issues. And people that are genuinely saved, I think we need to look at them and say, who is Jesus? Ask them, who is Jesus to you today? The ministry of the Spirit. Are you being convicted of sin? Because we know that the Spirit indwells all believers and convicts us of sin. Those kind of things, I think, are better traction biblically to give a person a sense that they truly know the Lord.